The manga where everyone has amnesia. Well, not exactly. The main characters all have amnesia. Not every character. Which is kind of the same thing anyway, since they are the main characters we're going to be seeing in this manga. But let's back up for a minute. My name is Eddie Hates Anime. I hit dingers and I make bangers. So if you've been looking for a Mexican in a chair who talks about anime and manga, maybe subscribe, because then you would hit your quota for that specific niche. Weird niche. Cool niche, kind of, yeah, because I'm Mexican. I like Mexicans. Cool niche. Kind of random, but if that's what you've been looking for, then hey, I'm your guy. And yeah, let's just get into today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the newest addition to the weekly Shonen Jump catalog, the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. Written and illustrated by Tyson 5, who I don't believe I've ever read a work of. But after this one, I think I'm going to have to give one of his one-shots a shot. One-shots a shot of a one-time, one-shot bars. Because they might also have some crazy concepts and ideas, like this one does. Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins, having one of those starts in manga that just makes you feel like, yes, creativity is still alive and thriving, even amongst this landscape of bloated and overused trope-filled series. Our protagonist Tsubasa kicks off the series waking up in a hospital, and wow, oh my god, he has amnesia. So unique, I've never read that one before. But where you realize, this might be different than your average amnesia manga, is where the rest of his family's reaction is just like, god damn it, you gotta be kidding me. He has amnesia. Instead of like oh my god, he has amnesia, or no, not our baby, or whatever. You know, kind of a weird reaction. And this is when we find out that the entire family has amnesia. Him, his sister, his two parents, and his grandparents, that apparently came from an accident during a vacation via hitting their heads in a car accident. I should have said that earlier, but yeah, it was a car accident. No abnormalities in the brain, just a widespread case of amnesia. And this whole opening chapter is them coming to terms with that and kind of coming up with this idea of how they function both individually and as a family before the accident, just kind of not having any clues or any real basis to go off of, but just trying to fathom how they could have functioned as a family before the accident. What they came up with was a happy, loving family with some pretty good people as a part of it, because let's be real, who's gonna have amnesia and be like, oh, I was probably an awful person? I mean, maybe, but I would hope that most people would think the best of themselves, but maybe that's just me. There's some other in-between stuff. I'm not gonna get into all of the chapter. If you're interested, just go read it. But I do think that the sister-brother dynamic is gonna be one of the more compelling ones in this series, as his sister is the character who kind of stands out the most in this entire chapter. When Tsubasa wakes up, it's because he hears her being like, Tsubasa, wake up, or whatever she said. And she goes through some moments during this chapter where she's like, oh, you know, what if we never turn back to our old selves? What if we never remember, oh man, this sucks? And, you know, just kind of going through it worse than the rest of them. And I think it hit her the most. And because of that, it just kind of, I don't know, I like her character the most so far. The chapter ends with all of them hopeful and like, woo, we're a big happy family. Let's go home. Hell yeah. Until they get home. And first off, not only is that shit nasty, gross, they also check out their own rooms and nobody wants to talk about it. I'm assuming that they all found some shit. They're like, what the fuck kind of person am I? It's the worst for the main character though. He's the only one whose room we actually see so far, so I am excited for the chapter 2 if you're watching this way in the future. I mean, this Axe or Gas series anyways is only reviewing the first chapter, so I don't know what you expected from me. But it is the worst for the main character. His room looks straight out of a horror movie with graffiti saying, all of you die, accompanied with a photo of him and his family with everyone scribbled out. So man was probably some fucking emo, depressed bastard. I mean, early in the chapter it showed that his hair before was like this, all fucking down and, you know, creepy. And it is kind of insane when you think about it. It's literally going through a stranger's skeletons in their closet, the shit that they would never show to anyone else, and you find some awful or embarrassing shit. But it becomes even worse on top of that because that stranger is literally you. On a more in-depth note, imagine your current self. You're this nice person. You don't know who your past self was, but you're just a nice person now. So you're like, it doesn't even matter who I used to be because I'm me now. I've accepted this. Maybe I will never remember who I am, so I'm just going to live as I am now. And life is still awful because of this already pre-complete perception the rest of the world has of you due to your past self. Wacky, wacky, wacky. The last panel gives us some hints to who these family members could truly be, and yeah, that's basically how it goes. Now, before we get into any more of my thoughts on this first chapter and how this series could be in depth, I want to answer this one question. Will this manga be gas, or will it get axed? Prediction time! Surprise, surprise! Gas! What the fuck, man? This is actually a hella cool concept. I just pray that the author stays consistent. As I've said, I don't know many of his other works, but I think he's only done one-shots. This is his first crack at a full series, unless I'm completely wrong. I'm gonna Google it, man. Maybe I am wrong. Oh, he made Taco P's Original Sin. It had 16 chapters. Okay. This could be kind of lit. Hopefully this has nothing to do with Taco P's Original Sin. They both have sins in the name, but I'm highly doubting that. But what if? Someone who's already read it's like, you're fucking dumb. I'm sorry, man. I'm just a guy, bro. I'm literally just a guy in a chair, like I said. But yeah. Well, that makes me feel better, because I was like, if he hadn't done a full-on manga before, I mean, 16 chapters isn't super long, but 16 chapters is still 16 weeks, like a few months of experience. It's still pretty good for a manga, I would say. So maybe he won't crack under the pressure, because you are on Weekly Shonen Jump. That is, that is scary, because I want him to stay consistent, man. That's really all you can hope. There's so many crazy ideas that could happen. Like, what if one of them regains their memories, or already has regained their memories and is just pretending to have amnesia because they want a fresher start, didn't like their last selves? This would legit be the best opportunity because no one else remembers. And how are they going to deal with talking to those in their lives at work, or friends who seem that, or school, who see them as different people? They're going to have to navigate through these feelings of denial, the 7 stages of grief upon finding out more and more about who they really are, if they dislike who that person is. In the moment, even one of them remember who they are and fully just are themselves again, rather than just seeing from the outside who they are, but actually feeling like, I am this person. I think it's going to be crazy from there. I expect it to be more of a light tone series off of the start, while still tackling some of the more hard-hitting questions that come with the situation. Now, hopefully it doesn't go too light to the point where these reveals feel not amazing. I can't think of a great word for it right now, but just where they feel, I don't know, where they kind of fall flat. I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to say it could be cool, depending on how the author approaches it. And yeah, that's pretty much the video. There's probably some videos near my head right now. Click on one of those if you like my content, and subscribe. Bye.